Hi guys, my name's Sam from Keystone's Property. I'm here with Chris, my branch manager. Today we're just going to be talking a little bit about how technology and the way things are evolving in the world is eventually going to affect how estate agents sell properties. So our first topic today is going to be about currencies. So there's multiple ways you can buy a property, whether it's with cash, mortgage, pounds, euros, whatever. How do you think that could evolve in the future?
It's a really good question. You've probably been noticing in the world at the moment that cash almost seems to be disappearing. So many companies are going down the cashless route. But there is also another way, which I don't think is popular right now, but we've had a few inquiries from potential buyers as to how they would pay their deposit of a property alongside a mortgage. Crypto is one. It's not very common, and people might be watching this thinking, you can't buy a property with crypto. You might not be able to right now, but in the future, who's to say that that will not be a currency? We've already had buyers inquiring about it at the moment, so who's to say who's right and who's wrong? It could be something.
Very true. And how much crypto do you have in your bank account right now?
Zero.
Yeah. Our second topic is one to do with viewings. Obviously with the pandemic and everything that went along then, we had to do lots of virtual viewings.
Yeah.
Do you see that becoming a more prominent thing now? Or do you think it'll stay the same with estate agents coming out to the houses?
I think this goes along the line of technology again. Over the years since I've been an estate agent, virtual viewings were just non-existent. You had to physically view a property. I don't think that's ever going to be taken out of the world of estate agency. However, what we are finding is the fact with virtual viewings, you can look into a property so much now that it should attract more serious buyers into a home before they've even walked through the door. So I think going forward in the future, there's all sorts of things. There's a site called Matterport that I know about, which is actually a 3D viewing of someone's home. We do a lot of the virtual stuff here at Keystones, where we can do a video and a whole talk through of a property, but because that's the technology that's available to us right now. Who's to say what that will look like in the future? Would someone be able to use a VR headset to actually walk through a property at their own pace? That could potentially happen. Really good question, but it's interesting to see where it would go going forward. Question for you, Sam. I know you play a lot of video games and everything in your spare time.
What are you talking about?
If you could play any game on VR, what would it be?
Oh God, Call of Duty. Okay, so now here's a worrying one for you.
Okay.
Do you think AIs, robots, all these things coming into place now, do you think they could replace an estate agent completely?
Oh, that's a controversial one. Do you know what? I'm going to put it out there and say, do you know what? In all the years I've been doing this and all the years in the future, human beings will always be human beings. People like interacting with people, and I genuinely don't think that will ever change. I think we've got some great technologies and things in the business that will help estate agency evolve. However, when you're paying near to £500,000 for a home, and you've got to put trust in people, you've got to have relationships with people, you're not going to have that through AI. So I think there is always need for a person. It could change in the future, you just don't know, but I can't see that happening.
So Chris, how long have you been an estate agent for?
22 years this year.
Lovely. And in those 22 years, what do you think has been the biggest change in terms of technology and the way we do things today in the estate agency?
Wow, okay, so when I first started out, the only way that you could go and view a property would be by calling up the agent or looking at a for sale board. We didn't have computers.
Yep. We
didn't have really any internet portals. So the internet portals come along, like Rightmove, Zoopla on the market, and that changed everything. And I think we're going into a new phase now, especially in the last couple of years. Now that phase is social media. For people that are selling a property, it might not be overly important. Like I'm approaching 40, there's a lot of sellers similar age to me, or probably even older, that don't use social media. However, don't look at it that you don't use social media. It's your buyers that do, because the age range of your buyers nowadays, first time buyers, are between 25 and up, probably around to about like mid 30s, maybe early 30s. And all those first time buyers in that age range are all over social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, which I didn't even know was a thing. That's huge. I think we've got about, is it something like close to 4,500 followers now on TikTok. And I never thought it was as big as it was. And that is where all these buyers are now looking. They're just looking every single day. If you're getting home from work in the evenings, they're all over TikTok, all over these social media outlets. So I think the answer to the question is the market has moved on massively, and it's not always about the internet portals now. You've got to move with the times, and social media is just a huge thing where a lot of these potential buyers will be looking. It's something we really focus on here at Keystones. Sam, question: who is the most TikTok famous person in the office? Libby.
Darting. How many views did you get? 80.6. Oh, 80.6 million.
Thousand.
80,000.
80,000 views. Let's keep filming. 80,000 views on one video. So 80,000 people have seen a video from Keystones in Collier Road. That is the power of social media.
I'm going to leave you to close this one out.
Like the page, subscribe on the channel.
Professional. Thank you very much.